Welcome in, welcome in. We getting started here momentarily. Y'all just sit back, relax, and we'll get started here in a bit. Hope y'all having a good morning. All right, we're gonna get started here in a bit. I told y'all 9 o'clock. All right, so we got a couple minutes. I'm gonna let it rest for a little bit, and then we're gonna get started, man. We got a lot to discuss. So much to talk about. Ooh, all kind of things, man. We got some funny things to watch. So, coaches getting fired and whatnot. We got some things to talk about. We're gonna get started here in a bit. Y'all sit tight. Gonna get started here in a bit. Got my water. I'm so thirsty this morning. I'm super thirsty. So real quick, before we get started, be sure to tune in to Joey Clark's show this afternoon. Joey Clark on 93.1 FM. I'm gonna be up there chilling with the guy. All right, talking about whatever we got on the topics, man. I don't know what you want to talk about today, but we're gonna get to it. All right. So y'all catch me up there. I'll be up there around 1 o'clock. With him chilling in the studio. So catch me there. All right. And then Thursday, I'll be shooting or recording the show Red Tape and Razor Wire. All right. With normally I'm with my co-host James Freher, but he'll be missing this week, so I'll be riding solo. I might have somebody with me on that one. I don't know yet, but at the very least, I'll be doing that show, and that is through the Channel 12 TV network. All right, so that's a subscription based service. All right, video on demand. What is it? 9.99 a month. All right, you get to catch all type of shows. They got classic TV. They got shows about Bigfoot, aliens. They've got paranormal. They've got uh politics. They've got wrestling, all type of shows over there. So check us out, Channel 12 TV Network. All right. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and get this thing started, man. Y'all are tuning in to the Captain's Quarters show hosted by yours truly, L. Milliner. All right. Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate it. Hit that like, share the video, follow my page, L. Milliner. All right. Y'all know what I'm doing. I'm bringing y'all my honest, straightforward commentary on news, politics, and hot topics. All right. And we got a lot of news, a lot of politics, and a whole lot of hot topics to discuss. So we're gonna get to it. All right. Now, I'm gonna start off a little light. Let's start off light. Okay. There's this guy who does these. these like parody videos, and I think it's hilarious. And mind y'all, if you don't know already, I know not a lot of y'all do already. I love the non-politically correct stuff. All right. The more not politically correct it is, the more I like it. All right, I'm with it. And this right here is definitely non-politically correct. Okay. So we gotta play this. Y'all have got to see this right here. Let's see here. Oh my gosh. I laughed so hard. Let's see here. Here we go. Let's see. Let me make it a little. Let me change that up. Hold on a second. Let me make that big. There it is. Now let's watch this right here, man. I hope y'all find this as funny as I did, cause I found it hilarious.
Ran for the city of Toronto. We're going to.
Oh, so let me give y'all a little backstory. So this lady right here is Olivia Chow. Okay, apparently she's running for some type of office up there in Canada. All right, and she's a super duper liberal. You know, in America, we would look at her as a super liberal, like communist Democrat type person. Okay, so that's the little backstory of who she is and why this dude is like doing this parody. So let's run that back. All right, check this out.
I plan for the city of Toronto. We're going to take all the Indian people from Brampton. We're going to bring them downtown. We're going to put them downtown next to Somalians, Nigeria, Africa, all kinds of Africa. Then we're going to have the Muslim. Then we're going to have a Palestinian. And then we're going to have get rid of all the Jewish community center. And they're going to do a dance, rain dance, change the name of Sankofa. We don't need no white people. It's in my plan for the city of Toronto. We're going to take all the Indian people from Brampton. We're going to bring them downtown. We're going to put them downtown next to Somalians, Nigeria, Africa, all kinds of Africa. Then we're going to have the Muslim. Then we're going to have a Palestinian. And then we're going to have get rid of all the Jewish community center. And they're going to do a dance, rain dance, change the name of Sankofa. We don't need no white people. It's in my plan for
All
the
right,
city
man.
of Toronto.
Yo, I had to play that. That's hilarious. He got like multiple videos like that. Hilarious. I laughed so hard. I was crying yesterday watching some of these videos. And I've never heard that lady's voice. Like her actual voice. I've only heard his voiceovers. Like his little parody, voiceover. I've never heard her voice. I don't know what she sound like. So now when I see that lady, automatically think that that's her voice. That's how she talks. I don't know. It was funny to me. I found it hilarious. All right, let me get that off of there. Oh my gosh. All right. Hopefully y'all got a little laugh out of that. If not, hey, it might not be your cup of tea. You never know. But I love stuff like that. That's funny, and especially when you're like a Democrat, liberal person who just like communists want to take over everything and everything that he was talking about doing the voiceover, like all the normal white people, um, having the Nigerians there, the Indians, and then all this other stuff. Like that's how they talk. They talk like they want to just they just mention different ethnic groups or races or nationalities because that's just a talking point for the Democrats, for that side. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. It's not there's no substance to it. It's just, hey, look at us. We're all about inclusion. Oh my God. All right. So let's get back to good old Alabama. All right. We don't visit with old Olivia Chow parody. Now let's come back to Alabama and talk about some things that have occurred in our state. Woo. All right. So we got these things. We got a couple of guys who got some, I would say, some real insidious, some nefarious charges. All right. Um, there's one guy in particular. I don't know if y'all recall last year. September of last year, 2024. Do y'all remember when the the Veterans Affairs hospital on Pier Hill Road? Y'all remember when they had that active shooter situation? I wonder if anybody remembers that. It happened in, I think it was like in the morning time, like 9:30 in the morning, something like that. Um, there was a call of a man walking around with a rifle, and police showed up, and they ended up arresting the guy. Right. As a matter of fact, that's who they arrested right there. All right. That's who they arrested, Michael Barnett. All right, like 60-some-year-old man. He got arrested because he made threats that he was there to shoot people, shoot staff members of the VA on Pier Hill Road, and then he was gonna kill himself. Right? Have y'all heard any more about this situation? As a matter of fact, when it happened, I remember the story just went away. Like, it's fun. It's really crazy how certain stories will just kind of prolong. Right? They'll last, sit around forever. They'll stay in a news cycle. But a guy threatens to shoot up the VA hospital and then kill himself, and it just goes away. Like, he got arrested. I mean, cool. He got arrested. Glad about that. Whoever saw him, right, with the rifle, good job for them calling police, letting them know, hey, it's a guy out here walking around, don't look right, and and so they got it taken care of. Good deal, good deal. You know what I'm saying? But it's just interesting how they just kind of went away. All right. So anyway, I kind of did a little digging, and I don't see anything that comes up that's new other than what when he got arrested. But anyway, but is that the face of normally, when y'all think about these mass shooters, because this was a mass shooting in progress, or an attempt of one, right? That's what he was planning to do. Normally, you wouldn't think that's the face of a mass shooter, right? Ain't that what they tell us? Doesn't the mass media, doesn't the mainstream media, doesn't the left stream media, doesn't the people who run the Democrat Party, don't they always, that's usually the face of a mass shooter, right? But no, in this instance right here, this guy, this piece of crap right here, this piece of human scum right here on your screen. Y'all see this guy? That guy right there, that's Michael Craig Browning. All right, that was Michael Craig Browning, piece of human scum. Okay, let's see what his let's see what his charges are. So, out of Morgan County Sheriff's Office ended up arresting this guy, this Michael Craig Browning guy, 53 years old, from Lacey's Spring, Alabama. He's been arrested for 10 counts of dissemination of child pornography, 5 counts of production of pornography with minors, and possession of and with intent to disseminate obscene matter, and obscene matter that contain a visual depiction of a person under 17 years of age involved in obscene acts. The sheriff's office said the arrest comes after Morgan County Sheriff investigators, the State Bureau of Investigations, and FBI searched Browning's home. And he had bills set at $450,000. A piece of human scum. That's who. Let me make sure I put that face back up there so y'all know what he looks like. That guy right there. All right, producing and disseminating child pornography. All right, in Morgan County, Alabama. Disgusting. Disgusting stuff. Ugh. Anyway, make your skin crawl. And he kinda looked like one of them creeps, don't he? Like, some of the people, they kinda got that look like, "Hey, yeah, he probably will do some things, right? He probably will, be into that type of nonsense." He kinda look like that a little bit, I can't lie. I can't lie. Let's see here. Alright, so it's been a busy, couple days in Montgomery, alright? We know on Halloween, unfortunately, there was a a double shooting, right? Apparently, it was a murder suicide situation, right, off Perry Hill Road, where uh, it seemed to be a man shot a woman, right? I guess his wife, and she died. She was pronounced dead pretty much at the scene, and he ended up, I guess, apparently, allegedly turning the gun on himself, and he survived the night, but then he subsequently succumbed to his injuries, to his self-inflicted injuries, and so that left a couple kids, I guess, without parents. That's a horrible situation. I don't know what they're, clearly it was a domestic situation, but it's just unfortunate, man, that people got to go to that length, like, to take yourself out and to take out your lady friend, your wife, your girlfriend, or whoever, whatever she is to you. Y'all had kids together, apparently, or you're trying to, have a family situation together, and things got bad enough where you have to murder her and then try to kill yourself. That's just, man, that's horrible. Let's see here. So shout out to WAKA News. Let's see. This was um let's see. Montgomery Police Corporal James Dozier told Action 8 News that the shooting happened at about 10:34 p.m. at the 3800 block of Haynes Lane, just off of Imperial Road. Dozier said officers found a woman who was pronounced dead at the scene. The man suffered life-threatening injury and was taken to a hospital where he died. Let's see here. Dozier said one victim appears to suffer from self-inflicted gunshot wound. He said at this time the incident is believed to be the domestic related. Yep, we all figured that much. So that's pretty much the end all be all that situation at this point. But hey, praise up for that family. I don't know if anybody out there knows, like, the family at all. Hopefully the kids that have been left behind, hopefully they have family that can take them in and can give them some type of normalcy going from here on out. I don't know exactly the ages of them. But I do understand one of them was pretty young, very young, and then the other one was young but like middle school age, I believe. So that's horrible. And then they were there, so they had to probably hear everything. It's, or maybe even see things. That's crazy. I can't even imagine something like that. But anyway, prayers for them. That's gonna be a long road of recovery, mentally and psychologically, spiritually, just everything, right? To be a child going through something like that, man, man. Uh, let's see here. Let's move on to there's a situation that happened in Birmingham. I wasn't really aware of this, really, but it came across my timeline, right? And so I gotta really I gotta talk about this. I don't see too much being said about it. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but we gonna get to that. But first, shout out to James Freher. Appreciate you, sir. Sounded good there. Appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in. Again, if y'all are watching, be sure to hit the like, share the video with a friend, share it to your page, to with a friend, whoever, whatever the case, and make sure you follow my page if you're not doing so. L Milliner. All right, bringing y'all my honest, straightforward commentary on news, politics, and hot topics. All right. Now, this Birmingham situation. Beham. All right. I don't know if y'all saw my post too. The other day, there was a huge fire that happened up in Birmingham, the 5 Points South neighborhood, which is very, very popular area of Birmingham. A lot of shops, gift shops, and stores and restaurants, and there's a park over there. They got the infamous statue, like, whatever that is down there. The y'all know the statue. All right. Um, you got a lot going on over there, right? um there was a fire that happened that spread to like 3 buildings. Fortunately, no one passed away. Fortunately, no injuries were reported. That's good. That's always good. But there was like a dozen plus people that were displaced from the fires. So it got out of control real fast. And apparently it was burning for like a couple of days or whatnot. They were working on that for a while. But they had to shut off the power grid and everything to make sure they got everything under control and kept it, contained to at least what it did spread to. And so yeah, man, they had that going on, right? And 5 Point South is the neighborhood that if y'all remember like a couple years back, there was a mass shooting that happened, right? Where the guy shot like, I don't know, half a dozen people plus or whatever. Multiple people died. I don't know if y'all remember that. And the guy, last name was McDaniels. He got arrested. He was responsible himself. One man was responsible for like 16, 17, 18 homicides over like a year or two by himself. That's right. That's right. Y'all can check that out. Look, man, matter of fact, let me look that up real quick. Let me look that up real quick. Cause that's insane to me. Insane. One man to be responsible for well over a dozen homicides in one city is crazy. Um, let's see here. I'm gonna find this guy. Uh, okay, there it is. 14 people. There it is. Um, okay, that says 14, and then that says 18 people. So I remember I saw something like 18 at one point. But let's see here. Or maybe what it was, he probably killed more people. Yeah. So because that article right here is from AL.com. That's February of 2025, and it's talking about 14 people, and then there's one from October, it says 18. So anyway, let's pull this up right here. This is more recent of an article. Let me pull this up and read this. This is from WVTM 13 News. I'm pretty sure that's Birmingham based. Let's see. A man facing charges for killing 18 people and injuring more than 30 others in Alabama in 14 months. A year and 2 months, this man killed 18 people and injured 30 people. These include 2 mass shootings. The deadly shooting of a Birmingham firefighter. I remember that. I covered that story. Matter of fact, the firefighter that got murdered at the firehouse, he did that. And a couple with their new unborn child. So he ran up on a couple with a woman who was pregnant and killed both of them. Killed the couple and the baby, of course. Wow. Wow. Crazy. The Birmingham firefighter was Jordan Milton. He got shot and he died from his injuries 5 days later. Man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, what's this guy's name? Let's see. Damian McDaniel. That's the guy's name that did all this havoc. Wreaked havoc on Birmingham by himself. One man. One man. 18 people dead, 30 people injured, 2 mass shootings. Just insane. Insane. Wow. Well, hey, let me go to this little break real quick, and then we're gonna jump into this Birmingham situation that I want to talk about. That I'm gonna get to it. All right, because this is a right now situation. Right, this is like current. This is new news. All right, so I want to cover it. So before that, we're gonna run this. We're gonna run this little promo thing right here. Little break, and then yeah, we're gonna get back to it. Y'all sit tight. Be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this, that means we're on a break. While we're on a break, be sure to hit that like, share this video with a friend, and of course, follow my page for more great content where I'm bringing you all my honest straightforward commentary on news, politics, and hot topics. If you would like to support me monetarily, you can do that through sending stars on Facebook or donating through my Cash App. There it is right there. And if you would like to sponsor the show, you can do that. Just email me right here at from left to right 334 at gmail.com. Now, with all that finished, let's get back to rocking the boat. All right, and we are back at it. We are back at it. Somebody said my mic was a little bit low. Hopefully, y'all can hear me a little better now. We are live. We are doing this thing live, right? So y'all let me know, man. If y'all can't hear everything clearly, let me know and we will I'll adjust. Right. But anyway, we should be good to go now. Um Birmingham, Alabama. All right. Birmingham been in the news so much over the last year, 2 years. Um Multiple mass shootings, firefighter getting killed. Y'all know about the situation out of Homewood where the young man was killed by police, justifiably. The body cam was released to the family and to the media, and it basically showed what the police said happened. Okay, so so in that situation, he attacked the police, and so police had to do what they had to do, right? That's what that was. I think the guy name was Jabari Peoples. Yeah, the young man was Jabari Peoples in Homewood. So there's a situation right here that's out of Birmingham where this lady was shot and killed by police, right? Let's see here. Her name Vanessa Ragland. She was 36 years old, fatally shot by Birmingham police when they responded to a domestic violence call on Wednesday, October 29th. So this was very recent, about 5 days ago. Now, they released a video. The video did come out to the media. But before we get to the video, let's get through this article right here. So Raglan's family says she was autistic. Okay. Man, it's why is it that every single time a person gets shot by police, the family or like friends of the family, whatever the case, it's always this thing where the person's always like mentally challenged, or they got to be autistic, or not mentally developed all the way. It's always something. They got some type of mental illness. It's always these excuses. Well, they got this going on. Almost every time. Like almost every time. Either that or they weren't doing anything. They're just angels walking the earth. They didn't do anything wrong. They never hurt nobody in their life. Always the same story. It's rare to see anything otherwise. Let's see here. Um, let's see. 911 received a call. First call at 5:07 p.m. The dispatcher's notes included someone complaining of quote unquote low sugar, an aggressive male trying to fight, and that someone quote unquote has taken away weapons. At 5:14 p.m., two officers in separate units were dispatched to the home on the city's east side. Because the initial call described a violent person with possible weapons, police responded to the medical call. The first officer arrived at 5:21 p.m. 2 minutes later, he knocked on the front door, which was then opened by a female. The officer asked if someone called, and the person who answered the door said yes. The officer could hear screams coming from inside the home. That's very highly important to the situation. There's a 911 call of someone being violent. Police show up, ask the person, "Hey, did someone call? Police?" The female says yes. Then the officer can hear someone in the background screaming inside the home. So he entered and asked if everyone was okay. He then entered a bedroom and appeared to try to diffuse a verbal altercation. between Raglan's mother, so that's the lady who died, her mother, and the man who was sitting on the bed. The man told the officer that the woman had jumped on him. The woman accused the man of lying. The officer tried to separate the couple to interview them separately. So mind you, this is all going on. There's one officer dealing with this at the time. Raglan's mother, whose name has not been officially released, became combative, the chief said. Okay? So she was the one who was in this altercation with this guy. Several requests and numerous verbal commands were given to Raglan's mother, and they proved to be ineffective, Pickett said. The officer tried to get control of the woman, and both fell to the floor. The officer and Raglan's mother were in a struggle on the floor when Raglan and her sister approached them from behind. The officer told the sisters to get back, but they did not. Of course they didn't. Why would they do that, right? I mean, this is just insane. At 5:25 p.m., the officer began to struggle with the sisters. One of them fell to the ground, and Raglan, quote unquote, overtakes the officer, Pickett said. Um, as they tussled on the floor, the officer pulled his taser and then deployed the stun gun, but the chief said it was ineffective. Chief Pickett said it was ineffective on Raglan. At that point, the officer had been on his back for 10 seconds with Raglan and her mother on top of him. He placed an urgent call over the police radio saying, quote unquote, step it up. I need more units. That's gotta be like uh just a chaotic, adrenaline racing situation, right? To have you're in his house, there's a guy here, he's having an altercation with a female, that female, and then another female comes into the room. Now there's like three females in the room, a guy in the room. You got two women on top of you. You're on your back. They don't like. I mean, you're literally fighting, struggling with them, right? That's got to be like insane. And people think that police are just like robots. They don't have feelings and emotions, and they don't have fear, and everything's just perfect. And it's like no, they look what he's had to deal with. And there's video of this too, by the way. Let's see here. The officer, 22 seconds after being quote unquote overtaken, then asked again for more help for fellow officers. Raglan then took the officer's taser. The officer, 37 seconds after being overtaken, asked three times for her to give him back the stun gun. 7 seconds after the taser was taken and 45 seconds after he was overtaken, the officer fired one shot. One shot. He then fired two more shots. So it was like a pause, like he shot and then he paused and then he took two more shots. Raglan was taken to UAB St. Vincent's East, where she was pronounced dead at 6:09 p.m. Raglan's mother declined comment with AL.com on Thursday. The couple said they were trying to obtain a lawyer. Too little, too late for that, man. This is your fault. Your daughter's blood is on your hands. Your daughter died because you were arguing with a guy. You whatever what whoever did what to who first. Forget all that. The fact is, police showed up, and when police showed up, you acted a fool. And from that situation, your daughter died. Let's see here. The officer is on paid administrative leave pending the ongoing investigation by the Alabama law enforcement agency. I would like to reiterate that we're here today to be transparent, is what the chief Pickett said. Anytime police are involved in a shooting and there is a loss of life, we recognize the sensitivity, right? Now, let's get to the video. And mind you, it's it's not really easy to see what's happening because again, the officer's on his back. So yeah, but anyway, but you'll be able to see his viewpoint basically. Let's see, put this on in. There we go. All right, let's check this out.
Now, this is when the officer tries to use his taser non-lethal force to contain the situation, but the officer is overtaken. Ragland takes the officer's taser from him, and that's where the portion of body camera video I want to show you starts.
You need my taser! You need my taser!
Now you can see there the officer tries to get his taser back, but is unsuccessful.
And at this point, he's laying on his back. He's on his back, looking up, and she's on top of him. As you see, she's wrestling with him, and got the taser. He's trying to get the taser back. She won't give it back. So let's keep watching.
If you were able to hear more of the video, you would hear 3 gunshots were fired, ultimately killing Vanessa Ragland. Chief Pickett says this incident is unfortunate, but he's emphasizing that the officer requested backup and used non-lethal force before pulling his gun.
After he's overtaken, he'll deploy his taser. You will hear the taser cycling. The deployment was ineffective on the deceased. Approximately 10 seconds after being overtaken and lying on his back, with the deceased on top of him and the mother on top of him as well, he's going to say on the radio, and the mother on top of him as well, he's going to say on the radio, "Step it up, I need more units."
Now, the State Bureau of Investigation has taken over investigating the shooting, and they'll determine if the officer was justified in his use of deadly force against Ragland. For now, Chief Pickett says the officer has been placed on paid administrative leave until the investigation is complete.
If you live in an Alabama
Alright.
zip.
So, I mean, to me, that's a pretty much cut and dry situation. As most of these situations are pretty much cut and dry. It's not a whole lot of gray area about, well, did the officer do everything correctly? Most of the time they do, right? Most time, like this officer did, call for backup. Um, he gave multiple commands. It just was a chaotic situation. He was dealing with people who didn't want to be rational. All right. He dealt with people who are, completely ridiculous acting people. Okay, they don't have home training. They can throw around the lady was autistic and all that stuff. Maybe, maybe not, but we all pretty much know she knew right from wrong, right? She knew enough to know how to grab his taser, right? She knew to wrestle the taser away from him, like, so she knew what she was doing. It's not like she just was she don't know what's going on. She's got the mind of a 2-year-old or something. Like, nah. So, and there again, the mother, who I guess is trying to get legal counsel or whatnot, is that blood is on your hands. I'm so tired of like these family members always doing this thing where they act a nut in the situation and they end up getting the short end of the stick, right? Because you're not gonna beat the police. Okay, you're just not gonna beat the police. So you fight the police, you wrestle with the police, and then the police does what they have to do to survive the situation and move on, right? And to arrest who needs to be arrested and all that stuff. And because their loved one has died or been injured or whatever the case, now they want to retroactively go back and say the police didn't act accordingly to the law, and they didn't do this and do that, and then they start just outright lying when you have the video and the audio of who said what, who did what, and it proves that you, ma'am, all right, was acting out of order, right, from beginning to the end. The reason why the police even came was because you were not acting accordingly, right? So once again, one of them situations, man. I wonder if there will be mass protest and all that type of nonsense behind that situation. There shouldn't be. It's cut and dry, but y'all know how things roll. Y'all know how things roll. Let's see here. What else do we have on? Oh yeah. So let's go to this situation right here. Um, with good old, Montgomery. Then we're gonna talk about some more Montgomery things. But let's see here. This is wild. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. We got this video from my guy David. Shout out to David Humphrey. Shout out to David Humphrey. He got this video from Blunt Cultural Park. All right, y'all know that place. Y'all know that park. Check this out. Trash everywhere.
Man, what is going on here? Y'all see all that trash? That's crazy.
Yeah, man. That was crazy. That was ridiculous. Welcome to the new Montgomery.
All right, man. So we back. That's ridiculous, man. That is our premier park in Montgomery, Alabama, y'all. That was Shakespeare Park. That's Blunt Cultural Park. That's where the Montgomery Museum of Fine Arts is. That's where the Alabama Shakespeare Festival is. They do all the plays. They have all the kids come out and perform dances and bands, recitals, all kind of things going on out there, man. Like that is our park. Like, that's the city's park. Like, if there's one park in Montgomery, Alabama that's like the park that everybody knows about statewide, it's known nationally. That is it. But yet you see trash all out there. Like, what's going on? Like, what are they doing? Having a party overnight or something? Or is that like the vagrants that are going out there and sleeping and hanging out and eating food and then just leaving their trash all over the place? Is that what's going on? That's probably what's going on, right? Just like every other part of Montgomery that you go to, you see trash built up all over the medians and on the highways and by the Walmarts, by churches and schools and everything else. It's this ridiculous, ridiculous. My gosh, man, what are we coming to here in Montgomery? I swear. Let's see here. We got let's see. Andrew said, he said, "Did you hear about the cop in Illinois that was convicted of second-degree murder?" Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. He killed the lady Massey or something like that. I covered that story when it happened. She was the one that had the hot pot of water. She had like boiling water, and yeah, I remember that very well. Um, and that's why he got second-degree murder because he didn't have the intent of going there to shoot her and kill her because in that situation, people can go back and watch my video. I did a detailed breakdown of that situation. Um, but yeah, so they got the call about the lady. Um, she was saying somebody was outside her house, like walking around her house in the yard or something. They showed up, 2 officers, and they walked around the property, checked everything out. It's nighttime, so they got their flashlights out, looking, checking, making sure nobody's outside, like she's called and said that there was somebody outside. They don't see anyone. Um, they talked to the lady some more. There's a vehicle sitting in her driveway. They asked her whose vehicle is it. She said it's not hers. They're like, Are you sure?" She's like, "Nope, not mine." They go look at the inside the vehicle, check it out, come in, and eventually she admits that that was her vehicle, right? So she lied about that. Why she lied about that? Who knows? Um, and then they end up going inside her house, looking around, make sure everything's cool. Her house is a freaking mess, right? There's just clothes everywhere. Like there's no barely anywhere you can look without seeing just stuff just piled up on couches and everything. So they come in and I just remember the lady, uh, she had the stove on, right? She's boiling water or whatever the case, and they're talking to her and they're asking her like, everything's all right. You sure? She's like, yeah, I'm good. So they ask her for her ID. She starts acting all weird. Looking at the officer like with a face like she wanted to kill the guy. Like it was she was just insane, right? Um, so then she goes to the kitchen, to the pot, and she like grabs the pot and the officer's like, don't you dare do that. Like I will shoot you in the face, right? And so she's like, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. I don't know why she doing all this, I don't know, right? They came there to help her, and she's treating them like they're there for no reason, basically. And yeah, so she ended up going for the pot again, and he ends up before she can throw it toward him, 'cause they're not that far away from each other, right? She could throw the water, he could hit him. He's not that far away from her. He's basically right at the edge of her kitchen. So he ends up shooting her. She dies, and yeah, it was this big thing, right? Because they were like, well, the lady didn't deserve it and this and that. But if you watch the video, they went beyond to help this lady to figure out what was going on with her. There was a point in they even asked the lady, "Are you sure you're okay? Are you positive? Because you don't seem like you're there all the way." Like, they could tell something was a little off with the lady. And apparently they had dealt with her earlier in the day or like another day recently, close to that time. So they knew she had some issues. And so they went above and beyond trying to get her help, and she's like, "No, I'm good." And then, that she ends up losing her life. So they gave him second degree murder, and that's pretty much why, because it was like a situation where he didn't go there for the intent. It would be first degree murder if he went there, just to kill the lady, but that's not how it happened. It was minutes and minutes into the interaction before it got to the point that it escalated to where he drew his gun and shot her. Um Yeah, yeah, I did, man. He said, that was a story I reported on. Yep, I sure did. I talked about I went through that like detail by detail. Um, let's see. James said, I have because I live in Illinois. His trial was held in Peoria, Illinois, instead of Springfield, Illinois. Yeah, because Springfield's where it happened. Yep, yep. I remember that, man. I remember that vividly. Yeah, I got that. I got it on my YouTube somewhere or Facebook, whatever. I did a video on that. Um, yeah, it's a lot of officers that's been it's one of those things where it's interesting how people kind of just look at police just always get by with shooting people and stuff. That's not the case. That's not the case. Um, there's police all the time going to jail, being convicted of second degree murder, manslaughter, assault, all type of things, right? Because they don't, the jury finds them guilty of that situation. And there's situations where there was a guy in Florida that police raided his home because for whatever reason, right? They thought he was a drug dealer or I think they had the wrong address or something like that. They come in, he shoots an officer. I don't know if he killed the officer, but he definitely shot at least one officer that barged in his door. Do y'all know that that man didn't do a day in jail? They found him not guilty. All right, and it's a black guy. You know what I'm saying? They say that stuff don't happen. But yeah, y'all can look that up. In Florida, the guy was at his house, police barge in, he shoots an officer, and he got found not guilty, right? Because whatever situation was, they weren't supposed to be there. And he was defending himself. I mean, he don't know who coming through the door. So anyway, it's a lot of situations that happen that people just don't know happens, and it's always police are the bad guys, and that's not really the case. But then the bad police that the police that are bad, right? There are bad apples out there. When they do show up to a call or they do mistreat somebody, they most of the time get dealt with, right? Um, just like the officer up there in where's the officer at? The one that was trying to run over the kid or whatever the other day. Where Was that in Illinois too? That's that's wild. Let's see, where is it? Oh, Baltimore, Baltimore. That's right, Baltimore. This is insane. There's a video. They got video on this? Yeah, they got video. They got video. Hold on a second. Got a little ad playing. Let me let this ad finish up and then I'm gonna add this on so y'all can see this. This is wild. And this is going to be one of those situations where the officer, you know what I'm saying, is dead wrong. Let's see here. He's dead wrong in this situation. All right, here we go. Oh, check this out. This is wild. Let me make sure we got audio. There we go.
The car? Yo, what the bro? Yo, hell no, yo. Hey, yo. Yeah, what's your reason to stop me? You ain't even got no reason to stop me.
So this is how it starts right here. So apparently police officers see some guys. I don't know what's going on, why he got called, but it's not an urgent situation because he don't have his gun drawn. He's not giving any commands to anybody like, get on the ground, nothing like that. He's just interacting with these guys. So I don't know really why he's there or what's going on, but it's not anything too crazy because he's not, you can tell he's very relaxed, right? Maybe a little pissed off about something, but he's pretty relaxed. He's not in a situation where he's calling for backup or nothing like that, right? Let's watch and see what happens.
Bro. Hey, yo, walk off, Trey. You hit the alley, yo. Go ahead, Trey. Walk off, yo. He geeking. He ain't even got no reason to stop me.
So if y'all can't understand that the Baltimore lingo or Baltimore dialect, the guy behind the camera is saying, "Just walk on off, youngster." Like I don't know why he don't have a reason to pull us over, talk to us. Just walk away. That's what he's telling the guy to do. That's why you see the kid walking away. And here comes the officer.
Hey, yo, what the You gonna hit him with the car? Yo, what the bro? Yo, hell no, yo. Hey, yo. Come back this way, yo.
Still chasing him.
Yo, beating, bro. That's his dumb ass. Dumb ass. Hey, dummy.
Yeah, that's insane. That's insane. That was wild. I don't know. I don't know what he had going on. Why am I so small? There we go. I don't know what the officer had going on, man. I think he is tired of the job. I think he's tired of the job, man. I think it's time to he gonna probably go do some time behind that right there. That's attempted murder, man. I, hey, I call a ball, strike a strike. Clearly the officer was upset about something. I don't know, who knows. He had a previous interaction with these kids or these guys, and it didn't go. It wasn't a very positive one. I don't know. But in this situation right here, the officer was way out of bounds. The kid is walking away. He drives up on him like 2 or 3 times. The first time he almost hit him, but the kid got spidey senses and he was able to hop out the way. So that could have been a bad situation. But I don't there again, I don't know what them guys were doing previously. All right. We can almost guess they were doing some things that they shouldn't been doing. We can safely guess that. But let's put that to the side for a second because in the moment, the officer is not giving any commands. The officer is not doing anything that would lead you to believe he's trying to investigate something. He's just hanging around talking. He gets in his vehicle and just don't even say nothing. He just drives and tries to hit the kid out of bounds. Right? He need to do a little time and then lose his job. Then he be had a or lose his job and then do some time. That's how that should go. All right. I mean, I'm just straight up, straight up. L. Milliner said that. Yeah, I said that. The officer needs to get fired, and then the officer needs to go to jail in that situation. Now, the one earlier, the Birmingham situation where the officer killed the lady, that was justified. That was justified, right? So, we two different situations. You got one that's justified, and you got this situation right here in Baltimore, not justified. Gladly he didn't kill anybody though or harm anybody. Man, man. All right. Let's get to the part of the show where we're gonna get a little bit more of that non-politically correct stuff, right? We gonna get into that type of talk because I gotta cover a couple things I gotta talk about. All right, before we end this show, I gotta talk about a couple things. I'm gonna show y'all this video first, and we're gonna show a couple other things and get into the meat and potatoes. All right, I like meat and potatoes. I don't know about y'all. I like meat and potatoes though. Any kind of potato. It can be scallop, mashed, uh, it don't matter. I like sweet potatoes, French fries, tater tots. It don't matter how potato come. I like potatoes, right? And meat too, right? Big time meat eater. Pause, right? Pause, big time. Let's see here. Now, I know a lot of y'all saw this already, but we're gonna show this again. Cause this is crazy. Let's see what this lady talking about, man.
I just wanted to come real fast just to make this video, just to make something very, very clear to the white man. Black Americans do not care about your government shutdown, and Black Americans do not care about you taking away our EBT and our government assistance, because Black Americans never depended on the American government to take care of us and feed us, because we never could. We were never able to depend on the government, in spite of what you may say and what you may try to force us to believe. So you can sit back and you can mock, you can laugh, and you can think that you're about to starve us to death. But I'm here to let you know that we are going to eat regardless, even if we have to hunt you animals down and roast and eat you. The delectable crackers and cheese. We will make it happen if we have to. Trust and believe me. And if it takes this government shutdown for Black people to finally come from under the government and understand that we don't need to be paying our taxes into this government, what we really need to be doing is taking care of one another, buying land and growing our own food and building our own nation. If this government shutdown and starvation is what it's going to take, then let the party begin. It's Black power, baby, and we rise.
That shit crazy. That chick said if they got to hunt down you animals, she talking about white folks. That's what she talking about. Quote unquote white folks. She talking about hunting down white folks and eating white folks. That's what she said. Now people know that I keep it real. I keep it real raw when it comes to talking about this whole race thing and like culture and whatnot. And I've said it so many times, and people really don't like that I say it. And they think I'm like, I don't know, capping. And that what the kids say, capping. They think I'm capping. They think I'm exaggerating, embellishing, and lying about it. No, 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 no. I've been behind closed doors, all right? I hear the other conversations that get had. Now, I'll say the disclaimer. I ain't never heard no Black person talking about eating somebody, a white person or otherwise. I don't know nothing about all that. But the vitriol, the hatred, the anger that she was uh uh displaying in that video, I know for a fact that a lot of, quote unquote black people feel like that about how she's expressing herself, right? All the stuff she was talking about, I don't know about all that stuff, but the way in which she was, expressing herself, that's how a lot of them feel, right? And she don't sound like she from like down south. She said she got like a more northern, she probably like New York or somewhere, I don't know, Connecticut or something. I don't know, but she ain't from like Georgia, Alabama, or nowhere like that. Um, I don't, I would kind of tend to feel like more people in the South would feel that way because we're beat over the head with all this crap, all this racism thing and what civil rights movement, slavery, all that nonsense. We can't. It's in every part of our life. Like it's ingrained in our culture down south. But wherever she's from, I wouldn't think that'd be the case. But apparently, she's been raised by wolves or whatever, right? So they out here hunting for white folks to eat and stuff. She got some other stuff going on. But yeah, that's a she's on point as far as her belief system about how a lot of black folks do feel. I mean, they do feel a lot of animosity for white people because I guess they feel like white people have got this edge in life or whatever the case, and I don't know. I don't know what they're talking about, man. But that's let her deal with that, right? I'm gonna let her deal with that. Um, y'all, this right here on the same thing, to my the whole race thing, culture thing. I gotta talk about this right here. I got to talk about this right here. Got to. And before I show you this, okay, what you finna see, before you see it, let's take a break. All right, let's take a break real quick, and then we'll come back and we're gonna get to this picture right here. And I don't want y'all to freak out too much, but we're gonna get to this little break, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna get to the picture, and we're gonna talk about it in depth. All right. Hope y'all can stomach it. All right. I think y'all be all right. Y'all make it. All right, y'all make it. Anyway, let's get it. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this, that means we're on a break. While we're on a break, be sure to hit that like, share this video with a friend, and of course, follow my page for more great content where I'm bringing you all my honest, straightforward commentary on news, politics, and hot topics. If you would like to support me monetarily, you can do that through sending stars on Facebook or donating through my Cash App. Here it is right there. And if you would like to sponsor the show, you can do that. Just email me right here at from left to right 334 at gmail.com. Now, with all that finished, let's get back to rocking the boat. And we back. Let's rock this boat real quick. All right, let's rock this boat. Thank y'all for being here. Hit that like, share the video, follow my page, L Milliner. We gonna definitely rock the boat with this one right here. Now, check this out. Now, if y'all can't see on the bottom of that, it says Mayor Stephen Reed on it, right? So I don't know who made this. All right, I don't know who made it. But it got created and it got put on Facebook and whatever other site it was on, but I saw it on Facebook. And I've talked to people about this right here, right? I've talked to people about this image and this image right here. And I talked to people who, identify themselves as white. All right. And every time I've talked to them about this, I get the same reaction. Can y'all think or fathom what that reaction would be? Right? What reaction would the average white person have to seeing this image? Mayor Stephen Reed with a monkey head, right? Well, every person that I've talked to that identifies white have had negative responses to this, right? Negative reactions. They say it's disgusting, it's horrible, shouldn't be something that happens, it's counterproductive, it's you know, it, I've had the same reaction. Every white person I talked to about this has the same reaction. None of them said, "Oh man, that's cool. That's funny. That's it's parody. It's you know, it's got some truth to it." Like I haven't talked to anybody that said that. Now I've seen people comment about it, but as far as me talking to people, everybody has the same reaction, and it's not a positive one. Now you would think that white people, quote unquote, white people would be more on the, agreeing that it was funny that somebody did that to Mayor Reed, right? Because most of us in Montgomery, black, white, otherwise, don't really care for Mayor Reed. He sucks as a mayor, right? He's been running our city into the ground. Our criminality has gone up through the roof. Homicides, robberies, everything, you name it. It's just out of control. But with all that said, people still don't like an image like that. They still don't like it. They still don't stand for it. They don't support that, right? And here's the thing. What's up, Jim? Jim said, "Yep." You know, and I talked about this on our show, Red Tape and Razor Wire on Channel 12 TV network. Y'all go subscribe to that network, Channel 12 TV network. I got my show with James Freher, Red Tape and Razor Wire. And on that show, I brought this up. We talked about this whole monkey head situation. Um, and Jim was one of those people that I talked to that was like he wasn't in support of it. And which is cool. Um, and he wasn't the only one. Like I said, most white people I talked to, every last one of them, matter of fact, that I talked to about it, they didn't like it. Now, let's get to the part about what's wrong with it. Okay. I want to get to the part about talking about what is actually wrong with it. And I'm talking about this right here. All right. All right. Mayor Stephen Reed with a monkey head. Now, I get the historical context, right? I don't know exactly when it started, but at some point in history, black people were, I guess, made to be the equivalent of an ape, a monkey, gorilla, whatever the situation. And throughout, as history went on, I guess it kind of persisted, right? This whole belief persisted. Now, it's interesting to me that we're at a point in society where people have such a visceral reaction to that, right? A lot of people are gonna have like, especially if you're black, you're gonna have probably anger, right? You're gonna be very upset, right? Mad, angry. Some people may cry behind it, right? Because it's been ingrained in them so much that that type of image is racist, right? Now, it's interesting that there are black people who use the monkey, the ape head, the gorillas and things, use that imagery on themselves and or on other black people, right? And it's completely acceptable. I can't tell it's not, right? I'm gonna give y'all a few examples. One example is 50 Cent, the rapper 50 Cent. Most of us know G Unit, right? G Unit is represents the G in G Unit, right? Not for gang or gangster, no. It's Gorilla Unit, right? That's what the G stands for in G Unit, Gorilla Unit. And every member of the G Unit, Gorilla Unit, were quote unquote black men or black women, right? No problem there. No problem there. Um, you got rappers that have talked about in their lyrics talking about feeding monkeys, calling black people, referencing black people as monkeys, and then saying they're gonna feed them banana clips, right? Like a gun, like how you got a clip, a magazine, you put that in your rifle, right, or your handgun. Um, and they talk about, banana clips and feeding the monkeys bananas, right? And, feeding them like, they're shooting them. Yeah. So that's a normal thing, right? You got rappers right here in Montgomery, Alabama that have done this, right? Y'all know Daniel Thomas. Daniel Thomas, Big Pimp from the Dirty Boys, he got multiple songs, multiple references of monkeys and gorillas and apes and stuff, right? He got a song, they got a song called Act a Monkey on their second album. Okay, on the second album, it's a song called Act a Monkey, right? Act a Monkey. Nothing wrong with that, right? Um, he got a song, a verse on the Alabama Massacre series where he's talking about um certified killers, gorillas, whatever, right? He's referencing black people as being gorillas and certified killers. No problem at all, right? And he ain't the only one. I'm just picking him out of the lineup because he's one of the preeminent rappers from Montgomery, or prominent rappers from Montgomery. But there's other rappers as well. I've seen rappers have on their album cover, they put the monkey heads on gorilla heads on their head, right? Or on their body for their album cover. Nothing's wrong with that, right? I mean, everything's cool. But as soon as somebody makes this right here, right, for Stephen Reed, all right, when that's made for Stephen Reed, now all of a sudden that's too far, right? That's racist and stuff. Why is it that black people, and as far as I know, they're the only culture of people that does this. There's not a lot of uniqueness to black people, and it ain't no good way either. Why is it that, and I'm gonna get to these comments. I see the comments. I'm gonna get to the comments, but let me get this off real quick. Let me land this plane, and then we're gonna get to the comments. Um, so why is it that black people can use words and images and nothing's wrong with it, right? Words like the N word, right? Y'all know the word. Um, they can use that word amongst themselves, no problem. But as soon as a white person says it, now it's weird, now it's racist, now it's uncomfortable. It brings a certain emotion that comes up. A lot of anger comes up, right? They be ready to shoot and kill behind a white person saying the N word. But blacks call each other that all the time, and they don't, and they love to say it's a term of endearment for black. No, it's not. Not all the time. Could y'all be saying BANs? Y'all know what it's about. Y'all know, like female dog, jackass. You know what I'm saying? BANs. That ain't no term of endearment. All right, that's disrespect. Um, FNs. All right. I mean, that's another one that people from a certain background, you know what I'm talking about. FNs. All right. These are not positive. Okay, you're trying to disrespect and talk down to somebody when you use terms like that. So that's a lie, and they say, "Oh, it's just term of endearment." No, it's not. Um, so they can do that. Nobody else can do that, right? They can use the monkey heads, gorillas, call each other gorillas and apes and all kind of stuff, eating bananas and stuff. No problem. But nobody else, no other cultures can use these images or use these words, right? It's like an ownership thing. It's like I don't know. They got this thing, this complex where I can do it, but you can't do it, right? But what other community does that? Because there are terms that white people see as derogatory, cracker, honky, whatever else, right? I don't know all the words, but I'm sure y'all know it. Um, but how often do you hear white folks calling each other that just on a regular just in regular conversation? Like you at Walmart, you at Dollar General, you at the Golden Corral or somewhere, you just out chilling at the mall, you with your family, and you just hear a white kid just talking to you, yeah, man, cracker this, cracker that, yeah, honky this. When do you hear that? When do you hear like no, we don't hear that. That's not normal talk, right? For most people, not that's not widely acceptable. What's the words for like Asian people? They use like like uh chink and stuff like chink goop and all that, right? Um How often do you hear Asian people calling each other those derogatory terms? Huh? I mean, I'm just curious. Like, I don't know of Chinese people calling each other derogatory Chinese words, or Koreans calling each other derogatory Chinese Korean words, or Japanese calling each other, derogatory Japanese words. Like, I don't no other what other groups does this? The Jews do it, right? There's a certain term that they got that people call them, right? And you don't hear them calling each other that. They don't use it. Like, no other community does this stuff. But for whatever reason, in the black culture in America, it's this double standard, right? Everything's irony, right? Everything is an oxymoron, because on one hand, they can do anything, say anything, treat you any kind of way, you just got to take it. But as soon as a person from outside of the culture says the same thing or treats them the same way, all of a sudden it's racism. I just got to talk about this stuff, man, because I get tired of this nonsense. It's complete nonsense. It's irrational. It's it's backwards. Everything in black culture is backwards. Like, not everything, but most of this stuff is backwards. It's crazy. Anyway, let's get to these comments. James, all right, Jim. Jim said, this is what L is saying right now. Shocked me on our show when we talked about that subject. Yeah, yeah. You were not with it, right? You did not like the image, and you weren't the only one. You were not the only one. Jason, I said, what's up, Jason? My bro. Big anchors, man. Big anchors in the chat. Let's see. Andrew said guerrilla warfare. I mean, hey, but guerrilla warfare, that's not like used in a way where you talking about referencing people though. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, I don't think it does. And it's spelled different too. Ain't it a different spelling? I think it's a different spelling. I think it's like Guerilla or something. But anyway, oh yeah, that's a good one, Jason. Jason hit the nail on the head. Monkey, Montgomery is called Monkey Town. It sure is. You know what I'm saying? Who made that up? I'm pretty sure black people made that up. And if they didn't, let's say another person made it up from another outside group. Who calls it Monkey Town though? The most black people. I mean, there's songs. There's another rapper from Montgomery, Killer Cat. He got a album called Monkey Music. Can't make this stuff up, man. I mean, hey, Google is your friend sometimes. If y'all don't believe this stuff I'm telling y'all, look it up. Okay, it's available. Okay, it is available. Oh, snap! I forgot about this one. They wear monkey jeans too. That's a fact. The red monkeys. Yeah, red monkey jeans. Bro, it's crazy. Bathing apes. Ain't that a label? Ain't that a line of apparel? Bathing ape. It's crazy, man. Lone Wolf One said, "Hey man, recent subscriber here. I appreciate you. Thank you for subscribing. I think you on YouTube. Yeah, you on YouTube. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. If you're on Facebook, find me on Facebook, L Milliner. All right, L Milliner. Follow me on Facebook as well. Appreciate you being here, Lone Wolf. Let's see. Jason said BANFN Now the YNs, but my favorite is Noah Nick. he the only good one. Oh snap! Hey man, I don't know about the BAN, the FN, the BN, the YN, but I definitely I know a nigga though, right? I know, and they trying to say, the family trying to say that's pronounced, it's spelled Knigga. Knigga. They said that's called Kanega. That's what the family said. The family said it's pronounced Kanega. Man, get up out of here, man. That's a nigga. All right. Look, the K silent. We know, like knife. You know what I'm saying? Like a knight. Like a Uh, a knight in shining armor. Excuse me. The K is silent. Okay. Knife, knights, knee. You know what I'm saying? It ain't called a knee, knight, knife. We know it ain't called. It ain't no Kanega. All right, it's Noah nigga. All right, shout out, shout out to him. He played for Eastern Michigan. For those who don't know, that's a real person. Yeah, that's a real person. No, Noah nigga, and I know that guy, and I need to buy his jersey for real. But look, man, hey, I am you can be. We got to stop all this like trying to like be politically correct in all kind of ways and stuff. Like if if a certain group of people is using terms, right? If they gonna use it, anybody should be able to use it. You can't own a word, right? You can't own a word. You can't own an image. You can't just say, oh, we can use this, but nobody else can. You can't do that. That ain't how it works. That's not how it works, right? So it's just I mean just irrational, man. Crazy. Craziness. Oh man, what else we got? Oh, one more topic, and then I'm gonna get up off of here. All right, one more topic. We're gonna get up off of here, man. I had a rough weekend. Well, my weekend was actually pretty good. It was pretty good, but it got rough though. Like Saturday night, it got rough. Yeah, it was. Oh man. Um, y'all know about this right here, right? Y'all know about this right here. Oh, Hugh Freeze got fired. The news dropped yesterday. Um, he's gone. All right. And if y'all don't know, I'm a huge Auburn fan. I rep it like I'm alumni. I never attended a day at Auburn, but my God, it's that's it's like I'm an honorary alumni. All right, an honorary alumnus of Auburn. I love Auburn, man. I've been going to Auburn doing all kind of competitions and basketball camps and all kind of stuff. I've been there going there my whole life. Um, I was at basketball camp when Cliff Ellis was the coach back in the day. Um, I got to meet him and everything. I was there at the best robotics competition at Brew Tech when we took third place overall. We won first place in the presentation portion of the competition, and that was my part. I was on the presentation team. We won first place. All right, third place overall. It was a that's big time. It was people from all over the country, schools from everywhere, Kansas, Ohio, Texas, all over the place. Um, but yeah, I've been going to Auburn forever, man. I represent Auburn. I support Auburn baseball, basketball, gymnastics. I don't care what it is, football, whatever. If it's Auburn, I'm with it. And it is so heartbreaking to see Auburn football be what it is, man. Like every game, at least this season, every game that we've lost has been within a touchdown. Except for the only one was Georgia. And that was within a touchdown the whole game until, the very, very end. But I mean every game, man, it's crazy. I am so man. If I was a little whiny piece, if I was a little whiny, be y'all know the word, little whiny bee, I would have been crying, man. I would have cried tears behind that last loss to Kentucky. Kentucky came to Auburn to Jordan and won a game. We didn't score a touchdown. We had 3 points. Three. Um, Hugh Freeze is gone. His buyout, 15.8 million. That now puts Auburn paying out like 50 something $1 million in buyouts to coaches that have been let go, right? Gus Malzahn and uh Brian Harson and now Hugh Freeze. Who we're gonna get next? I don't know, man. I don't know who we're gonna get next. I don't even know who is really available. I mean, I know James Franklin is available for Penn State, but do we want him? I don't know, man. I'm not sold on James Franklin. I mean, he did coach at Vanderbilt. He did coach at Vanderbilt, and they was all right. Back when he coached there, because Vanderbilt is one of those historically terrible football colleges. It's just one of those. But I don't know. I don't know if we need to bring him to Auburn. I don't know who we gonna get, man. I don't know. I don't know. I know they're talking about Lane Kiffin from Ole Miss. I think that's a pretty much a home run. If you get him, what he's been able to do at Ole Miss is remarkable, like incredible for Ole Miss to have been consistently having the great season after great season under him. Ole Miss, like Ole Miss should not be that good, but they are, right? Right now I think they're what 7-1, 8-1, something like that. Uh, if he came to Auburn, yeah, I think Auburn has a better ability to bring in better talent than Ole Miss. So I think he'll do great things at Auburn if he did come. But I don't know if that's gonna happen, right? And I don't know who else they're trying to get outside of him. I've heard John Summerall. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not too sold on him. Um, mm-mm. I don't know, man. Auburn is just man. At least we got volleyball. Volleyball's doing good. I mean, baseball team does good every year. I mean, softball. Gymnastics. We got what's that? Equestrian. We're like national champs. Like I don't know, like 3-time national champs in a row or something. I don't know. We running over there in equestrian. What else we got? We did volleyball. I think the hockey team pretty good. I don't know. They do have hockey, but I don't know how good they are. Um, yeah, I mean, there's other sports outside of. That's the thing about Auburn, man. Auburn is an everything school, right? When you're an Auburn fan, you're a fan of the university, like everything, right? All of it. It ain't just football, but some of these other schools, like Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia, like most of these schools, like people just only like the football team. That's it. They don't know what's going on volleyball, baseball, softball, basketball. That's another thing Auburn has basketball. Okay, all right. We had to sneak by Bethune Cookman by 5 points in overtime. Okay, took overtime to beat Bethune Cookman. That's a little rough, but hey, they got the W. They got the W. So hopefully this season will be good. Off to a rocky start, but he got a W, so that's good. Um, but yeah, we got basketball. We got other sports other than football. Football ain't the end all be all, man. I mean, it's up there. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie. It's kind of depressing watching Auburn football. The last what 5 6 years straight. It's been horrible since like 2020. It's been horrible. The last good season was 2019, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's 2019. Wasn't that when Bo Nix was there? Let me see something. 2019 Auburn. I'm pretty sure that was the last good season. Let me see something. Let me see something. And y'all hit that like, share the video, follow me, L Milliner. We talking a little sports real quick. Let's see. In 2019, the SEC media poll was released on July 19th. With the Tigers predicted to finish fourth place in the West. All right, that's the Western Division of the SEC. Let's see. They ended up. Let's see. We beat Oregon. We beat Tulane. Beat Kent State. We beat Texas A&M. Beat Mississippi State. Lost to Florida. Beat Arkansas. Lost to LSU. Beat Ole Miss. Lost to Georgia. Beat Samford. Beat Alabama. Lost to Minnesota in a bowl game. So we lost. Before that bowl game, we lost 1, 2, 3 games. Yeah, that was the last good season, 2019, and that was when I'm pretty sure Bo Nix was the quarterback. I'm pretty sure he was the quarterback at that time. So that was his first year. Yeah, sure was. Yep. because when we beat Oregon, he had to drive the touchdown pass to beat Oregon late in the game. Yeah, and then he beat Alabama 48-45 that year. And then the next year, Brian Harsin came in because they got rid of Malzahn and brought in Brian Harsin, and then we started winning like 5 games a year and stuff, like 2 games in the SEC and all that crap. Oh yeah, anyway, it's horrible, horrible. Hopefully we get a great coach. Hopefully, I think we got the talent on the team. I just think we just need the right coach come in and get everything together. All right, that's what I think. But anyway, that's it, man. We're gonna wrap this thing up, man. Thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for riding with me. All right, hopping aboard the Captain's Quarters show. All right, appreciate y'all, man. I hope y'all have a good rest of y'all's day. Again, catch me on with Joey Clark this afternoon. I'll be there about 1 o'clock or so. Be up there from about 1 to 3, kicking in the studio with Joey Clark on 93.1 FM. So y'all tune into that, and then if you haven't, subscribe to the Channel 12 TV network. All right, y'all go and subscribe to that. $9.99 a month. You get to catch all type of programs, man. They got wrestling. They got classic TV, like old school TV shows. They've got paranormal TV shows, Bigfoot, aliens, politics. You got my show with James Fraher called Red Tape and Razor Wire, where we just kind of talk about the news of the day, the week, the month, and talk about all type of things, man. Things local to Montgomery, things local to Illinois, where Jim is, and then we talk about the world politics and all kind of things, nations, national stories, all of it. We cover it all. So, y'all be sure to subscribe to that, and subscribe to me on Facebook, not Facebook, but YouTube. Subscribe to YouTube, L Milliner, and also follow me on Facebook, L Milliner. All right. What else I got? I got X, still more X. Y'all know, formerly Twitter. Find me on there. All right, L Milliner, and then on Instagram, L Milliner. All right. Just look up L Milliner. I should pop up. All right. Google me. I should pop up. All right. But anyway, I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna see y'all next go around. Should be next Tuesday, same time, same place. All right. Same time, same place, next Tuesday. I'll see y'all then. Until then, I am gone.